Hello children, welcome to our world through English. So previously we completed our humanity theme and we discussed about Selfie Jane part 1 and part 2, and we completed the garden within a beautiful poem, and we come to know what is humanity, how a human should live to kill evil and to start good things. So we discussed in the lessons, and today we are going to talk about the grammatical part in the third unit, and it was very important, that is figures of speech. So we know, sir, why we know the speech, then what is the meaning of figures of speech? So it is a grammatical term, says that figures of speech means when we are using a dialogues, when we are talking something, so these figures of speech will be very useful. So how it will be useful, what is a figure of speech means? Figure of speech is a word or a phrase that possesses separate a meaning from its literal definition. It can be called a metaphor, a simile, or many things we have. So it is simple, very simple. A figure of speech means it gives a more masala. Very simple. For example, when you are preparing a biryani or any food, especially non-vegetarian, to get more spiciness, we will get more fragrance, we will use some spices. So that is masala powder, something we will use. So same thing here, figures of speech is nothing but to give more beautiness for our dialogues, to give more beauty for our what we can call for our dialogues, when we are talking, when we are communicating. To give a beautiness, we need a figure of speech. So those are many types. So we know many things without knowing. Unknowingly we will use figure of speech, but we don't know that is a figure of speech. But it was very beautiful. You can enjoy, and we can in Hindi we will get this figure of speech. In Telugu we have alankarams. So these are very common, quietly we will use. So this is very important topic in our grammar for 8th class 3rd unit. So let's discuss about the first one, that is simile. Simile. So simile is nothing but when we compare two things, with the help of like or as. So that is a figure or simile. How we can use? Let me see here one example. He is like my brother. See here, he is like my brother. So he is compared to somebody's brother. And here he and the brother both are different, but here we compare both as like one. So he is like my brother means he is like my brother means he is my brother. So comparing two things by using like or as, that is called simile. So we have many examples. You can get a comparing two unlike things by using like or as is simile. So let me give one more type, that is metaphor. So you will get examples here, then you have to find. Second one is metaphor. So second one is metaphor. So what is a metaphor? Very simple. Here we compare two unlike things by using like or as. But metaphor is comparing two unlike things without using like or as. Simple. So comparing two unlike things. Comparing two unlike things or ideas. For example, I will write one more example here, then you will understand clearly. Raju thought or from our 8th class text, 7th class, I will use example. Puru, in 7th class you study now. Puru fought like a tiger. Puru fought like a tiger. So here we compared Puru with whom? With tigers. So comparing two unlike things, we compared Puru and a tiger here by using like or as. So here we got like. So this is simile. And comparing two unlike things or ideas without using like or as, let me write example. Same example I will write. Puru is a tiger. Is a tiger in the battle. Puru is a tiger in the battle. Puru is a tiger in the battle. So here, see children, Puru, here we compared Puru as a tiger. But here what I am saying here, Puru is a tiger. There is no comparison. Puru is a tiger. So this is called a metaphor. Comparing two things with using like or as is simile, and comparing two unlike things without like or as and saying that he is she or he is it is he, it is she. There is no comparison, but here we are saying that Puru is a tiger. We are not saying Puru is a tiger. Puru is a tiger in the tiger. Here we compared Puru like a tiger, but here Puru is only a tiger. For example, piece of chalk. So it is in white color. So it shines like, or it appears as like as. The piece of chalk appears as like as a rectangle. Or rectangle. Rectangle shape may be similar. Okay, or cylinder shape. Okay, it is a piece of chalk is appearing like a cylinder. I compare this piece of chalk with the shape of a cylinder. But here now I am saying that this piece of chalk is a cylinder. This piece of chalk is a cylinder. Firstly, I said it is appearing like a cylinder, but here I said it is a cylinder. Means first I compared with cylinder, secondly I said it is a cylinder. So you can come to know what is the difference between simile and a metaphor. So very simple. Simile we will use like or as, and metaphor we will say that is he. And next important thing is here personification. Next important one is personification. So next important figure of speech is personification. Very simple. What is personification? Means giving life to lifeless things. For your understanding, I am writing here giving life to lifeless. Giving life to lifeless things. What is giving life to lifeless things? For example, if you think we are the living beings, so we have the life. If you take this board, is it life or lifeless? Is it having a soul? Is it having a life? No. So when we give a life to lifeless things, that is personification. For example, see here. Look at my car. She is beauty. See here. Look at my car. Look at my car. She is beauty. So what is beauty here? Car is beauty. Is either car is having a life? His car is having a soul? No. But we given the human quality. That is simple. Giving life to lifeless things means giving a human quality to non-human things. So that is called personification. Personification means giving life to lifeless things and saying that giving human qualities to non-living things. Very simple. Human qualities to non-living. So giving human qualities to non-living things. For example, look at my car, I said. Look at my car, she is beauty. Look at my car, she is beauty. Here I given the human quality to this car. Is this car a human quality? Is this car a living thing? No. But I given the quality of human quality to this car and saying that she is beauty. So this is called personification. So let us discuss these three which was mentioned in the textbook. Apart from that, along with these three, I will teach you which are very, very commonly we will use in our daily life, figures of speech here in this class. So see here, first these three which was mentioned in textbook. Let me complete and we will go for next another three. So simile. Simile is nothing but using like or as for comparing two unlike things. Comparing two unlike things by using like or as. He is like my brother and Puru fought like a tiger. Like a tiger. So that is simile. And a metaphor. Comparing two unlike things or ideas. Comparing two unlike things or ideas. This here, Puru is a tiger in the battle. Puru is a human, tiger is an animal. We compare both as one. Here we compare the qualities. We said that Puru is a tiger in the battle, means he will fight like a tiger in the battle. So that is a metaphor. So third one is personification. What is personification? Means giving life to lifeless things, or simply human qualities to non-living things. Human qualities to non-living things. So let us look at the board. An example, my brother was boiling mad. Okay, so that is time and tide wait for 9. So these are the examples for personification, simile and metaphor, and we will complete one more examples. Then afterwards, after completing one more three, then we will go for writing all examples. Then you can justify what is simile, what is metaphor, what is personification. So next one is what we are going to talk here in this class is irony, or we can call it sarcasm. Irony. This irony was very, very commonly we will use in our daily life. You don't know that it is an irony, but still we will use that in our daily life. Irony. What is an irony? Irony is nothing but, there we have two. One is verbal irony, verbal, and second one is situational. Situational irony. So what is an irony? Very simple. What we said, it is quite opposite. So let me give an example. For example, you have a friend. He is very lazy person. He is very, very lazy. If somebody comes and asks, you will say that he is very active in the classroom. Actually, he is a very lazy person in the classroom. But you will say he is very, very active person in the class. That means what you said verbally. So what you said, that is quite opposite to the reality. So quite opposite to the reality. So it is called irony. Opposite to the reality. What is exactly is quite opposite to what is the truth. Okay, let me give an example. The doctor is a kind-hearted as wolf. The doctor is a kind-hearted wolf. See here, the doctor is a kind-hearted wolf. So irony means, see here, kind-hearted wolf. What is the doctor? Will he be a kind-hearted wolf? Wolf is a kind-hearted one? No, but we said a kind-hearted wolf. So it is quite opposite to the exact reality, means he is very, very harsh man. So that is a comparison. So when we say that word, when we say something which was quite opposite to the reality, especially these ironical words, satirical, especially we can call it satire. These satirical words we can find in our classrooms, and especially in poems and novels we can find. So this is one more figure of speech. Irony means exact opposite to the reality, what is exactly we mean. So next one is assonance. Assonance. So in Telugu also we will get this assonance. It is very simple that assonance takes place when the words, two or more words close to one another repeat the same vowel sound but start with a different consonant sound. So same repetition. Repetition of vowel sound. Repetition of vowel sounds. So repetition of vowel. So repetition of vowel. So let me write one example, then you will understand it clearly here. Go, we light fire on the hill. Men sell the wedding bells. Men sell the wedding bells. Men sell the wedding bells. So here, see here, E, 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 E. So if we get a repetition of a vowel sound or vowel letters again in a sentence repeatedly, that is called assonance. That is called assonance. So irony means what? Opposite to the reality, and assonance means a repetition of a vowel letter again and again. Men sell the wedding bell. So here we got E again, E 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that is called assonance. That is called assonance. That is called assonance. So let us come to next one important thing, that is alliteration. Alliteration. So alliteration is nothing but repetition of the beginning sounds of the neighboring words. Most of the, you know that alliteration mostly we will use at the time of quizzes. We could call it tongue twisters, right? Most of the tongue twisters. Let me write example, then you will understand clearly. Can the canna do? Can do. Can do, can. So very simple. If you get a repetition of words, if the repetition of words, so most of the tongue twisters we can call tongue twisters where these tongue twisters were this type, alliteration. So this is another part. So next one, irony, assonance and alliteration. So later we'll go for some other thing. So irony, what is an irony means? exact opposite to the reality. Exact opposite to the reality. So the doctor is a kind-hearted wolf. Whether it is wolf kind-hearted means, no, he is very, very anger man, very, very serious man. But we mention he is as a kind-hearted man. So that is irony. So next one is assonance. Assonance is nothing but repetition of a vowel letter again and again in the sentence. Repetition of a vowel letter again and again in a sentence. So here, men sell the bedding wells. So he repeated again and again. So this is called assonance. So here, alliteration means repetition of a words. Repetition of a words here. Here sentence, here letters, here words. So repetition of words. So that is irony, assonance, alliteration. So previously we discussed simile, metaphor and personification. Simile means comparing two unlike things by using like and as. And next, metaphor, comparing two unlike things without using like or as. And next one we discuss personification. Personification is nothing but, we discussed personification. Personification means giving life to lifeless things or giving life to human qualities to non-human things. And now we discuss irony, and we know that assonance, and next alliteration. So later we'll come for another, if possible, two I will teach. Later we will go for next one. These are not in textbook, but these are very, very useful for our coming classes, especially who loves to use beautiful dialogues when we are talking with somebody else, when you are using some speeches, when you are talking something. So these figures of speech will place an important role in our daily dialogues, especially if you are very famous for using English. So next one is hyperbole. So it is nothing but hyperbole. So simple exaggeration for emphasis or effect, means giving more, saying, for example, it is small, but we will say as more. Exaggeration. So that is hyperbole. That is hyperbole. Exaggeration means giving more, For example, let me give an example here. This suitcase weight ton. For example, this box weighs a ton. So here this box weighs a ton. For example, here I have a box, so I have to lift it. So it is little bit weight, but it is not a weight of ton. But I will say, oh, it is too weighty. So we will say that normally in Telugu we will use this exaggeration more. Why? Because to say small things as a greater things. For example, if you look at a beautiful building, we will say this building is touching the sky. Yes or no? So yes or no? So that is hyperbole. So giving a small one is like that. For example, she is as heavy as an elephant. So here we will get a question here. Sir, we are comparing things with other things, and we can say that sometimes we will use comparison. Yes, comparison. At the same time, it will call as an hyperbole. So that means anaphora. Anaphora. So assonance, alliteration, anaphora, both will three will appear very similar for us, but three are very different. Why? Because assonance means repeating of vowel letters, and alliteration means repetition of words. And here anaphora is also similar to alliteration, but there is different is the word, same word will be in the beginning. Same word in the beginning. Same word in the beginning. For example, I will write here my English, my word, my English, my life. So here see the my and my. So a beginning of a sentence with the same word. And let me write one more word from the Julius Caesar's famous dialogues from the Julius Caesar. I came, I saw, I conquered. I came, I saw, I conquered. These are the dialogues we can see. We can see in the from the Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar's dialogues. This is we can find that. So that is this is called Anaphora. So today I will complete this one. This is enough for you to understand. And let me conclude all this figure of speech with an examples again. So here hyperbole. Hyperbole means exaggeration, giving small things as big ones, and anaphora means repeating of the same words in the beginning. My English, my life, my is repeated. I saw, I came, I saw, I conquered. So I was repeated many times. So this is called a figure of speech, and we have many are there, but here just I given 8 for you, which will be very, very commonly will use. And let me conclude by explaining all again on the same time, at the same time. Okay, let me write all on the board, then you have to explain all those things. Simile, metaphor, personification, next irony, assonance, next alliteration, anaphora, hyperbole. So these are. So let me conclude. So simile means comparing two unlike things by using like or as. Very good. Like or as. Comparing two unlike things without like and as. For example, Rudrama Devi, Rani Rudrama Devi fought like a tiger. Simile. Rani Rudrama Devi is a tiger in the battle. So that is metaphor. And personification, giving life to lifeless things or human qualities to these human qualities to non-human things. Right? Human qualities to non-living things. Next, irony. So what we said, that is quite the opposite. That is irony. And next, assonance. Assonance is nothing but repetition of vowel letters again and again. For example, if you get the same vowel letters again and again, for example, brings the wedding bells. Next, one more, we have an example here. Go and mow the land and the miles before I go to sleep. Especially from the book of, from the poem of Stopping by the Woods in the Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. Will get the word and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So there we will get the vowel letter O repeating again and again. So that is assonance, means repetition of vowel letter again and again. So alliteration is nothing but repetition of vowel letters here, repetition of a sound or a repetition of words again and again in a sentence. That is alliteration. So we know that tongue twisters, most of the tongue twisters were alliteration. So that is examples for alliteration. Next is anaphora. Anaphora is nothing but talking about words which will come again and again. That is in the beginning. That will be in the beginning, in the verses, especially in the poem we will get, in the songs we will get the anaphora. Means repetition of the same word in the beginning. In the word beginning, I give it my English, my life. I came, I saw, I conquered, which was said by Julius Caesar. So those are anaphora. Hyperbole. Hyperbole is nothing but giving exaggeration. saying small thing as a more one. So that is hyperbole. So these are all the types of what we discussed in today's class, that is figure of speech. So we have plenty of figure of speech, but in the textbook they mention only 3 for us, but I given more for you. So to understand very clearly, to make our language more beautifying in manner, figures of speech plays a beautiful role in making English beautifying. So that is the end of today's class. I hope you enjoyed figure of speech. Thank you for watching. Meet you in the next class. Until then, take care. Bye bye.